Hi everyone, I am happy to have you here. I know it's a little over our time, but like anything, I'm learning how to kind of roll with challenges. We had a little glitch with our Facebook Live, but I am finally here. So I'm so happy to be here with you and share again this second show, like Cafecito con Rox, and really trying to get to connect with each one of you. I'll start off with an intention, and my intention today, as we get to spend this time together, is really grounded in connecting and getting to hopefully share some insights of my personal journey with courage, but then also some thoughts that could help each of you get some space, inner space, to think about what matters to you and what are the type of goals that you want to set for yourself. So with that said, I'm going to take a deep breath because, it's Friday and it's the end of the week, and it's been a week that has been very productive, but also getting ready to unwind and spend time with family. So today we're going to talk a little bit about breaking habits that hinder my courage. And in the last, I'd say about the last 4 years, I've been through this purposeful journey of building further self-awareness and really started to ask myself, why? What's my role? What's my mission? What's my purpose? Moments that were very intentionally painful, I would say, and probably breaking a little bit more into vulnerability with each of you. But I'd say that I've gone through this kind of phase of being restless. I always sit down and really think about every 10 years or so, I've always been in the state of what else is out there? What do I want to achieve? What do I want to accomplish in my life? And when I think about that with you specifically, and I'm going to set this up here, it's really about what brings us joy, what brings us purpose, and what brings me to a space where I feel not content, but at peace with my work, with my journey, with my parenting, with my role as a spouse. I am a restless being. I'm a human being. I want more out of life. And when I talked a little bit about the inner complainer in my emails this week, I realized that the power that I was giving to that voice was probably a bit more than what it needed to be. For example, I would say things like, okay, Rox, yeah, you came from Venezuela, you've gone through all these studies and all this preparation, and if you want to be a core key leader, why now if you should be happy for what you have? You should be grateful. Why are you wanting more if you know that people back home or people in other countries don't have the opportunities that you have? Why are you not content with what you have? And I'd listen to that inner complainer and I would say, yeah, probably right. So I'm good at what I'm doing. I should probably stay with the course and keep doing it. But what was causing me that restlessness in that inner voice was that, yes, there was an acknowledgement that having a job, don't get me wrong, having a job, having a wonderful spouse, a joyful family isn't a reason to complain. But when your inner truth tells you that you are actually not maximizing all of the wonderful gifts that you can give out to this world so that you can better serve others, it's still a voice worth hearing. And what I found in this journey of mine is that when my, inner complainer comes up, I tend to give it a lot of credence and probably give it a lot more weight than it needs to. So I don't know if you've ever been in a meeting, but sometimes you're in a meeting and there's this person that complains the most. And it's not that they don't have a reason, they are sharing their perspective, but that perspective becomes so strong that the other voices or those silent bystanders probably had a solution to that problem. But because we were trying to placate that inner complainer or that person that was that louder voice, we just kind of went with that. That dialogue happens inside of us too. We have, I found within myself that I have so many different ideas, so many different perspectives about situations. And sometimes it is very comfortable for me to choose the path of less resistance or the one that requires less courage because it's comfortable, because it's easy, because why complain now? Like, why am I wanting more? And then it can get pretty ugly because then you start evolving that inner voice into, why do I deserve more? That's dangerous. That's dangerous because if we are holding our lives or our capabilities and our skills and our gifts from maximizing that into that world, we're holding back from giving others and giving ourselves the best of ourselves. And if there's anything that I personally would say I don't want to leave this world, is that I don't want to live a life of regret. I don't want to live a life of what if I had done this? What if I had truly became a coach and not, not taken this plunge? What if I did not speak up in that meeting? What if I did not volunteer for that new position or that new experience? What if I did not have that difficult conversation with my child or my siblings around what was truly in my mind? What if I hold back from the true gifts of who I am to bring here? That is a difficult situation. Because at the end of the day, I truly believe that we are in this world to serve a purpose and to make this place better. And whenever we hold back from doing that, we are not serving or honoring who we are. So, that's a bigger intro, right? And jumping into our conversation with a little bit of highlighted energy, right? I was trying to kind of get that computer started and I was like, oh my gosh, it's not going to be as perfect. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to take the plunge, took out my phone and said, I'm having this live conversation with you because it's important. When I go back to that inner complainer and breaking the habits of of what it does to me and when does it serve me and when it doesn't, one habit that I'm starting to practice much more intentionally is one with mindfulness, but it's more about the inner dialogue or increasing my self-awareness of what am I thinking? How is this thought serving me? And how is it holding me back? What I end up realizing that I nourish or deplete my soul from positivity depending on the messages that I give to myself. Now, careful, this is not about not being realistic, but it's also it's actually being more realistic and intentional about the stories that we tell ourselves and why do we tell those things to ourselves. And have we evolved as human beings to a state where, they no longer serve us or they are no longer helping us advance to where we want to go. So as I started to do my mindfulness practices, what I've started to do is really observe my thoughts as that. No judgment, they're just thoughts. And when that inner voice of saying, oh, are you sure you want to do that? I don't think you should be doing that. You have a job. Why are you going to do that? Why are you going to try something new? I realized that was actually coming from a place of care. We bring those messages up in our minds because we fear being hurt. We fear failure. We fear not meeting our own expectations. And when you come to that conclusion in breaking those habits, what I've learned to do is practice empathy. Empathy in the sense that I take that fear and recognize that it's coming from a space of love, but it doesn't want me to get hurt. It doesn't want me to not try. Not because it doesn't think I'm not capable, but it is afraid. Afraid of failure, afraid of not being good enough, and afraid in a source of feeding into insecurities that as any human being I could have. In breaking the habit, what I have learned about myself is that expectations are personal goals that we are setting ourselves, and that when they are not realistic, by not meeting them, we are telling ourselves that we can't do something. And therefore, because we don't know how to set those self-expectations to succeed, it is easy to tap out and just say, I'm not going to do it because I'm not making $1 million today. Well, what if the expectation is you start with an email? You start with educating yourself and reaching out and asking for help. You start with saying, today I'm going to set a small routine of waking up at a certain time and practicing self-care for 10 minutes, not an hour. And then show up every day with a level of consistency that honors your truth and your effort and shows that you can do hard things, but you cannot go ahead and jump into all of them at once. Because if you're doing it with the expectation that you're going to achieve it immediately, then you're setting up to feed your fear and feed the lack of self-confidence of your ability of bringing your true gifts into this world. So yeah, I've been in this journey. It's been a journey of tears. It's been a journey of self-doubt, but it's also been a journey of hope. Because what I found in this process is that courage is not an end state. Happiness is not an end state. Life is the journey, and being able to be fully present for the journey is my true prize, my true gift. And to show up here and to provide a space for each one of you to bring your thoughts and set your goals, and in realizing that you are capable is for me a gift in itself. It's an interesting space. I am starting this week. I shared, Prana Human is live. My Facebook page is up. I have a little Instagram account I'll start filling with posts and insights and other pieces. And I also have a YouTube channel where I'm going to be sharing all these videos, and I hope that you get to enjoy them and see them in replay. But I will say, candidly, this is a step forward for me. I am stepping outside of my comfort zone, and I have never felt so liberated and so happy to get myself out there and say to every single one of you, I am worthy of serving and building a business that is focused on providing a safe space of non-judgment to each one of my clients and small companies to really bring humanity into everything that we do. We are here to learn, we are here to grow, we are here to engage. And there's nothing more powerful than feeling that each of us matter and that each of us are here to provide our best gifts to our communities, to our families, and to those that we love. Is the journey perfect? I think that the expectation of perfection is one that many of us have as inner complainers. Sometimes we hold back and say, you can't do that until it's perfect. You can't do that until it's ready. Well, I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. I started this live session today a little later than I would have wanted to. And it's fine. It's fine. I see you there. I see the connection, and I am here at the piece of saying, yes, I can do these things, and so can you. I started the journey of building my website and my coaching and seminar company with la voluntad, the will of wanting to bring my gifts to the best practice, to the best place where I am truly honoring who I am. And that is fine. That is completely okay. And my hope is that when we start taking away those stigmas from that sense of perfection, you are able to see and unlock in yourself as I am doing that. And that's what coaching is. Coaching is not therapy. Coaching is the ability that we have as leaders to help you unlock and find your truth. It's not mine, but it's yours, and it's yours about really finding ways to unlock what your inner wisdom wants you to achieve, and really think through what is holding you back and what is moving you forward and what is bringing your inner special I'd say spirit to life. Happiness is contagious. So is courage, and so is inner wisdom, and so is the ability to bring your best self. But it also takes work. It takes fear, because wanting to do something that you've been thinking about for a while and you haven't taken that step forward means evaluating other aspects of your life that have taken that space. It means like saying, okay, do I stay in this job? Do I continue to do these activities because I've been used to doing them? What do I need to let go of that I've been holding myself so tightly to, that I haven't allowed myself to truly think about what am I worthy for? It is hard work. It is emotional work. But I am here to tell you it's work that is worth it. Because when you engage with a coach, what you're actually doing is moving forward and setting a plan. So for myself right now, what I am doing, and as I work with my own coaches and as I work with those that are here to uplift me, I am setting myself in a plan and saying, okay, if I want the world, today I'm going to start with this small piece. And my intention this week is going to be to show up, get myself outside of that uncomfortable zone, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to say, Roxana está aquí y no se va. And I'm not going to leave. And I am going to be here, not to impose myself, but to let you know that I am here to provide you the space that you need to find your inner work. Breaking the habits is that it's a break. It's a change. It's as an HR professional, you would say it's personal change management, because you find yourself going back to old routines. But it's also worth it. It's worth getting back up and saying, yeah, today was probably not perfect. Your inner complainer would probably get on you and say, well, it wasn't perfect because da 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 da. But your inner cheerleader will say, that's okay, you showed up. And how awesome was it to take that first step? How hard was it? Good for you. As a coach, that cheerleader to say, yeah, it was hard, but you showed up is so key because it validates your journey and it validates your truth. For me, as an introvert, showing up is hard. And I know we're a little bit at time, but I want us to come out with this session in a space of saying, to show up is to honor your inner wisdom. To show up is to honor your inner goal. To show up is to honor your inner spirit. And if you're seeking to show up with a view of pure perfection, you're not showing up and giving light to your inner wisdom. You're giving light to your inner complainer. And that's the habit we want to break. Break the expectation that the expectation in itself needs to be perfect. Lean into your inner wisdom that showing up and breathing and being here is an act of courage. And it's an act of self-love. And it's the act of the type of energy that you want to surround yourself, because only that is what's going to bring you the sense of joy and happiness. So with that said, go ahead and, if you want to learn more about what coaching is and the type of service and unlock that I can give, go visit me at www.pranahuman.com and, send me a message. I'd love to hear from you. And I am so grateful because we got number 2 in the books. I'm so grateful for your presence and for your energy and for you being here with me. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next week. And, bring courage to your life because it's so worth it.